Hello students, in our last class we were discussing about the graphical representation of motion, and in that video I have discussed the graphical representation of uniform motion, and in uniform motion we have discussed the displacement time, that is position time graph and velocity time graph. So let us revise that first, then we will proceed it further. So I have drawn the position time graph of uniform motion. Position was taken by x, time was t. So for uniform motion, the body covers equal displacement in equal interval of time and the velocity remains constant. So the graph looks like a straight line passing through the origin, or it may be like this. If the particle has initially some displacement traveled, then it will be a straight line from this point. Okay, we have discussed these two graphs in our previous video. And also the velocity time graph I have discussed in my previous video. If it is velocity on y-axis and time on x-axis, then we know that for uniform motion the velocity is constant. So for constant velocity, the graph looks like a straight line parallel to time axis, and this velocity is v equal to constant. So these three graphs we have discussed in my previous video, and I also told you that the slope of position time graph, these 2 points we have discussed. The first point was the slope of position time graph. Slope of position time graph, it gives us velocity. And one more thing I told you, that was the area under velocity time graph. Area under velocity time graph, it gives us displacement. Okay, so these two things I have told you in my previous video, and we have discussed these three graphs, how these graphs were drawn. I have discussed in detail. Then we were discussing the acceleration time graph of uniform motion, and I also told the acceleration time graph also. So let us start with the acceleration time graph of uniform motion. Then we will discuss all the graphs of non-uniform motion in detail. So first I am coming to the third graph of uniform motion, that is acceleration time graph. Acceleration time graph, and I am discussing about uniform motion. So acceleration time graph for uniform motion, and we know that for uniform motion the value of acceleration is 0. Why it is 0? Because the velocity remains constant. It means initial velocity is equal to final velocity. That's why the acceleration will be 0 in uniform motion. Okay, so how the graph will look like? Let us draw the graph. Let us take acceleration on y-axis and time on x-axis. So if we draw a table of acceleration versus time for a particle performing uniform motion, then it will, suppose this is time, this is acceleration. So at t is equal to 0, acceleration is 0. At t is equal to 1 second, acceleration is 0. At t is equal to 2 seconds, acceleration is 0. T is equal to 3 seconds, acceleration is 0. Means at all the instant of time, acceleration will always be 0. This is the condition of uniform motion. So the graph will be at t is equal to 0, acceleration. This is our acceleration on y-axis. So it is 0, 0. T is equal to 1, t is equal to 2, t is equal to 3. So the first point is 0, 0, means this will be our first point. The second point is 1, 0, means on x-axis we have to go at 1, then 0. This is second point. Then 2, 0, 3, 0. If we join all these points, then this line will lie on the time axis itself. It means the graph of acceleration time for a uniform motion, it will lie on the time axis itself. Okay, so this will be a graph. We will darken this line and we will get the graph of acceleration time for uniform motion. Okay, so these are all the graphs of uniform motion. Three graphs which we have discussed in my previous video, and this graph I also discussed, but let us understand it once again. It is acceleration time graph of uniform motion. Okay, so these are all the graphs of uniform motion. Now we will start with the graphs of non-uniform motion. Okay, so let us start with the graph of non-uniform motion. And I told you there are two types of non-uniform motion. The first one is uniformly accelerated motion, and the second one is non-uniformly accelerated motion, which is not in your syllabus. So in your syllabus, it is only uniformly accelerated motion, which is a part of non-uniform motion. So we are starting with non-uniform motion. We are starting with graph of non-uniform motion. And in non-uniform motion, we will discuss the graph of uniformly accelerated motion. Uniformly accelerated motion. This is in our syllabus. So we will discuss about only this particular graph of uniformly accelerated motion. Okay. So first, let us revise what are the conditions of non-uniform motion and what are the conditions of uniformly accelerated motion. So the first condition that was for non-uniform motion, when a particle covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time, then that particular motion is known as non-uniform motion. Okay. So for non-uniform motion, what is the first condition? You should remember that condition: equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time. The main condition was, in this motion, velocity is not constant. This was the main condition. Velocity is not constant and acceleration will not be zero. These were the two main conditions of non-uniform motion. Velocity will not be constant and acceleration will not be zero. Okay. Then we will discuss about uniformly accelerated motion. So when the acceleration is not zero, then there will be two conditions. Either it may be, if acceleration is not zero, then it may be constant or it may not be constant. So if we talk about acceleration is equal to constant, then this is our uniformly accelerated motion. Okay. So we have discussed all these things in my first video also, when we talk about the types of motion. So now we are going to draw the graph. So the first graph is position time graph, that we also call as XT graph. This is our position time graph of non-uniform motion and uniformly accelerated motion. We are discussing about uniformly accelerated motion. So let us draw the graph, position time graph of uniformly accelerated motion. Now we know that there are two conditions in uniformly accelerated motion. Because the acceleration is not zero, it means it will be constant. But for constant acceleration, we have discussed two things. One is acceleration and the other is retardation. Retardation is also acceleration, but in opposite direction. So when we discuss about acceleration, means when the speed of an object continuously increasing or the velocity is continuously increasing, then we say that that particular object is in acceleration. Okay. And when acceleration will be constant, it means the rate of change of velocity will be constant. We know the formula of acceleration. What is the formula of acceleration? It is delta v upon delta t, means the rate of change of velocity. So if the rate of change of velocity is constant, then we will say that acceleration is constant. Okay. So let us start the position time graph. So we know the condition velocity is not constant. If we draw a table for this, let us draw a random table. Suppose this is t and this is x. Suppose the particle start from t is equal to 0 from origin. Initially the particle was at origin at t is equal to 0, it is at x equal to 0. Then after 1 second, suppose the particle is at point 2. It has covered a distance of 2 meter. After 1 second, it has covered a distance of 2 meter. Then after 2 seconds, it has covered a distance of 8 meter. Okay. Or we are taking only 4 meter. Then after 3 seconds, it has covered a distance of 8 meter. Then after 4 seconds, it has covered a distance of 16 meter. Here. Now if we draw the graph of this particular table, now what are you seeing here? With respect to time, or for every 1 second, is the displacement same? If we talk about from 0 to 1 second, then displacement is 2. From 1 to 2 second, displacement is again 2. But from 2 to 3 second, displacement is 4 meter. Then from 3 to 4 second, displacement is 8. It means that for every particular interval of time, the displacement is not constant. Displacement is also changing with the time interval. So what is the definition of non-uniform motion? When a body covers unequal distance in equal interval of time. So the time interval is same. Every interval of time is delta t is equal to 1 second. This is delta t equal to 1. This is delta t equal to 1. Again this is delta t equal to 1. And this is also delta t is equal to 1. But the displacement, that is delta x, here it is 2. In this case also it is 2. But in this case, here delta x is equal to 4. Now in this case, delta x is equal to 8. It means the change of position is not constant, so the motion is non-uniform. So if you draw the graph of this motion, then what will be the graph? So let us draw the graph. On y-axis we are taking position, on x-axis we are taking time. Now if you mark the graph on this axis, so first point is 0, 0. Then the second, this is 0. Suppose it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. So the first point is 0, 0. This is 0, 0. Then the second point is 1, 2. So at t is equal to 1, displacement is 2. Then at t is equal to 2, displacement is 4. Then at t is equal to 3, displacement is 8. Okay. So if we draw the graph, it will not be a straight line. If you draw this particular graph on the graph paper, then it will not be a straight line. You can try on the graph paper. I am just drawing it. It will be look like this. Some curved shape. This graph will be like some curved shape. Okay. So this is a graph of position time for a non-uniform motion. Now, what is the situation here? For every particular time interval, displacement is increasing or displacement is changing. If we are not taking from t equal to 0, if we talk about from 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, then for every particular instant of time, displacement is changing, and when displacement is increasing, so it means we will say that the velocity is constant or not constant. The velocity will not be constant, because if we talk about from t is equal to 1 to t is equal to 2, so what will be the velocity? Velocity is equal to delta x upon delta t. What is delta x? It is 2. And what is delta t? It is 1. It means here the velocity is 2 meter per second. Then from 2 to 3, from t is equal to 2 to t is equal to 3 second, what will be the velocity? From 2 to 3, what is the displacement? The displacement is delta x upon delta t. The displacement is 4 and the time is 1. It means velocity is 4 meter per second. Then again for 3 to 4 second, from 3 to 4 second, what will be the velocity? It will be delta x upon delta t, which will be 8 upon 1, that is 8 meter per second. So we can see here that from t is equal to 1 to t is equal to 4, velocity is also increasing after every second. From t equal to 1 to t equal to 2, velocity is 2. Then from 2 to 3, velocity increases, it is 4, then it is 8. It means velocity is not constant. So we can say that this table represents a non-uniform motion, and its graph will be look like this. It will be a curved shape. And since the velocity is increasing, this graph is for increasing velocity. It is for increasing velocity. And when velocity increases, we know that when velocity increases, then we say that it is acceleration. The body is in acceleration. Increasing velocity, which represent acceleration in the body. It means this graph is the position time graph of an object which is accelerating, or we can say whose velocity is increasing and the body is in acceleration. Okay, and this acceleration will be constant. If we talk about the uniformly accelerated motion, then this acceleration will be constant. I am not talking about this particular table. Okay, this is just for drawing the graph. Okay, don't think that this table exactly is the table of non-uniform motion. I am just taking this table as an example. This is just an example. When we talk about uniformly accelerated motion, then acceleration will be constant, velocity will be increasing, and the graph will be look like this. Okay, so first draw this graph, then I will tell about the graph of decreasing velocity, that is deceleration or retardation. So first draw this graph, then we'll draw the second graph. So this was the graph for increasing velocity or acceleration. Now if we talk about the graph of decreasing velocity or retardation. So for retarding motion, the graph will be look like this. This is position and this is time. So if I draw the graph on the same graph paper, all the three graphs. So if you remember, the position time graph of uniform motion, it was a straight line passing through the origin. Now when we draw the graph of acceleration and constant acceleration, that means increasing velocity, then the graph looks like in this form. It moves up. What does it mean? It means the body is covering more distance in less interval of time. That's why it is accelerating. Simple definition is, if the body covers equal distance in equal time, it means it is in uniform motion. Acceleration is zero, velocity is constant. When body covers more distance in less time, it means it will have some velocity. It will not be constant. It will have velocity which is increasing, and increasing velocity means it has some acceleration. So this is the graph for acceleration. So I am not drawing the table for the third, that is for deceleration. I am just drawing the graph on the same graph paper so that you can remember it. So this was the graph of acceleration equal to 0. Position time graph, when acceleration is 0, it means it was the graph for uniform motion. Now when we take this graph in the curved shape moving upward, what does it mean? It means the body is covering more displacement or more distance in less interval of time. It means it is non-uniform motion, and this is the condition of acceleration. We can say it is acceleration, or we can say velocity increasing. It is the graph for acceleration or increasing velocity. It is not the graph of acceleration. It is the graph of position versus time, but for an object which is in acceleration. Object is accelerating or the object is increasing in velocity. Now the third graph, which will represent the deceleration or the retardation. So what is the meaning of retardation? When the velocity decreases. Suppose you are moving on a car or on a bike and you suddenly applies your brake. So with the application of brake, your velocity decreases. And when velocity decreases, then what happened? When you are moving with a more velocity, then you are traveling large distance in less interval of time. But when you apply the brakes, then in the same interval of time, suppose in 5 seconds, you travel a distance of 100 meter. But when you apply the brakes, then in the 5 seconds, you will travel only 5 or 6 meter. It means on applying the brake, you travel less distance in more time. It means velocity is decreasing. It means there is a retardation. So it means you will cover less distance in more interval of time. So the graph will look like in this form. It will also be a curve, but it will be a curve in this form. Okay, so this is the curve in this form. This curve is moving upward, this curve is moving downward. What does it represent? It represents that the time taken is more, but the distance covered is less. It means this is the graph of an object which is in retardation. Or we can say that the velocity is decreasing. So when the velocity of an object decreases, then the graph will look like it. This is the position time graph of an object. So now in this graph, all the things are completed. All the things are covered in this single graph. This straight line is representing that the graph is for the uniform motion because acceleration is 0. This curve represents the graph is for body which is in acceleration, whose velocity is increasing, and this particular curve shows that the velocity is decreasing and the body is in retardation. So this is the position time graph of uniformly accelerated motion. This is for uniform motion, straight line, and these two curves represents the body is in non-uniform motion and the body is in uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, so draw these graph. The first I have taken the table. This is for just an example, and the graph will look like this form. So this is the particular example when we have taken that the body was initially at origin. At t is equal to 0, the body starts from origin. If the body doesn't start from origin, then this particular graph will look like this. If the initial position was there, if the body is at t is equal to 0, the body was at some position x0, x0. Means it has already covered some distance, then the graph will look like this. This will be for acceleration. Then this will be for retardation, and this will be for uniform motion. Okay, so the graph may look like this also. Okay, this is for when at t is equal to 0, body has covered some distance. So this is the graph for that particular case when at t is equal to 0, body has covered some distance. So the graph will start from that particular position. This is moving upward, which represent acceleration. Moving downward means retardation. A straight line means it is for acceleration 0, that is uniform motion. So these all are the graph of position time for non-uniform motion. And non-uniform motion, the case is uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, now we are coming to the second graph, that is velocity time graph of non-uniform motion. So we are going to start the second graph of uniformly accelerated motion, which is velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. So we are discussing for uniform acceleration, uniformly accelerated motion. So for uniformly accelerated motion, when the acceleration will be constant, we know that a is equal to delta v upon delta t. And this acceleration is constant. What does it mean? It means that delta v will be equal to a into delta t. And if an acceleration is constant, it means there will be a constant change of velocity in a particular time interval. Okay, for example, if we suppose a is 2, acceleration is 2 meter per second square, then delta v will be equal to 2 into delta t. So for every time interval, for every particular time interval, the velocity will increase at the same rate, or we can say that the change in velocity will be same for every interval of time. Okay, the change in velocity will be same, but the velocity will be increasing. Let us draw a table so that you can draw the graph. Suppose a body start at t equal to 0 with 0 velocity. Okay, at t is equal to 0, the velocity was 0. Suppose after 1 second, its velocity is 2 meter per second. Then after 2 seconds, its velocity is 4 meter per second. Then after 6 seconds, its velocity is, after 3 seconds, its velocity is 6 meter per second, and after 4 seconds, its velocity is 8 meter per second. Now you can check from this table, from t equal to 0 to t is equal to 1. From t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 1, what is delta t? Delta t is equal to 1. And what is delta v? Delta v is 2. Okay, now from 1 to 2, here also delta t is 1, and from this delta v is also 2. In third case, delta t is again 1, and delta v is also 2. And in the last case, again delta t is 1, and delta v is again 2. So you can check from the table that the velocity is continuously increasing. After every 1 second, velocity increases by 2 meter per second. But the change of velocity is same in every interval of time. It means if we find the value of acceleration, so for this interval, what will be the value of acceleration? It is delta v upon delta t, that will be 2 upon 1, which will be equal to 2. For second interval also, what will be the value of acceleration? It will be 2 upon 1. For third interval, acceleration will be 2 upon 1. It means acceleration is coming out to be 2 meter per second square in every interval of time. But velocity is increasing after every second. At t equal to 0, it was 0. After 1 second, it is 2. Then after again 1 second, it is 4. It means after every 1 second, velocity is increasing by 2 meter per second. But the change of velocity remain constant, and since the change of velocity is constant, it means acceleration will be constant. Okay, so this is the condition. Now if we draw the graph of this particular situation, this is just an example. So we are drawing the graph of velocity and time. So let us take 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 seconds. Their velocity is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So at t equal to 0, velocity is 0. At t is equal to 1, velocity is 2. Then at t is equal to 2, velocity is 4. Then at t is equal to 3, velocity will be 6. Suppose it is 6. It is 5 and 6. So if we draw the graph, if we join all these points, then it will be a straight line. You have to draw all these graphs on the graph paper so that you can be able to understand it, that it will be a straight line. You have to draw it very clearly. It will form a straight line. Okay, so this is a straight line. It means the velocity time graph of a uniformly accelerated motion. Non-uniform motion, and the case is uniformly accelerated motion. So the velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion is a straight line. If the body start at t is equal to 0 with 0 velocity, then the graph will start from origin and it will be a straight line. And since the velocity is increasing, it means we will say that this is the graph for increasing velocity. It is the graph for increasing velocity, or we can say that the graph is for acceleration. Accelerated motion. The motion is accelerated, velocity is increasing. So the graph will look like this. Okay. So draw the graph. This is just an example. The graph will look like this. It will always be a straight line. It will start from the origin if the velocity is 0 at t is equal to 0. or if it is already some velocity, it is already having some velocity at t is equal to 0, then the graph will start from that particular point. Like in the case of position time graph we have taken. I'm drawing that graph also, the second graph. This is velocity and time. The second graph will look like this. It will always be a straight line, but here at t is equal to 0, it is having some velocity which can be denoted by v0 or v0, or you can take it as u, which is initial velocity. Okay, so this is the graph when at t is equal to 0, body has some velocity. Body has some velocity. So it is also for increasing velocity graph, accelerated motion graph, and when the body has some velocity at t is equal to 0, then it will start from that particular point. Now the second graph for velocity time is for decreasing velocity. So how does it look like? What will be the graph for decreasing velocity? Like in case of position time graph, when velocity was increasing, then graph was moving upward, and when velocity was decreasing, graph was moving downward in curve form, curve shape. But in this case, in velocity time graph, it is a straight line moving upward for the increasing velocity. It means it will have the slope, or the graph will move downward for the decreasing velocity. So you can draw it directly, or you can draw a table for it also. So I am taking a table also so that you can understand it well. Now if you draw a table for decreasing velocity, suppose this is t, this is v. Suppose that t is equal to 0, an object was moving with some velocity. Suppose the velocity was 50 meter per second. Okay, then after 1 second, suppose the velocity is 40 meter per second. Then after 2 seconds, the velocity is 30 meter per second. Then after 3 seconds, the velocity is 20 meter per second. After 4 seconds, it is 10 meter per second. And after 5 seconds, suppose the velocity is 0. Velocity is 0 meter per second. So what does this table indicates? It indicates that at t is equal to 0, means when you start seeing any motion, any body was moving, any car was moving, any bike was moving with velocity 50 meter per second, then at that instant you start seeing that motion. So that time t is equal to 0, velocity is 50. Then you apply the brake. So with the application of brake, velocity is decreasing continuously. After every 1 second, velocity is decreasing by 10 meter per second. So if you find the acceleration now in this case, so delta t is 1, and what is delta v? We know that we find the velocity, or delta v means final minus initial. So this is initial, this is final for this interval. So final velocity is 40, initial velocity is 50. It means it will be equal to 40 minus 50. Delta v will be equal to 40 minus 50. And delta t is 1. It means what will be the value of acceleration? It will be equal to delta v upon delta t. That means minus 10 upon 1, which will be equal to minus 10 meter per second square. This will be the value of acceleration, which is negative. So for 0 to 1, delta v is 40 minus 50, which is minus 10 meter per second square. So the value of acceleration is minus 10. Again, for 1 to 2, delta v will be, this is final, this is initial. So delta v will be 30 minus 40, which is minus 10, and acceleration will be minus 10 again. It means when velocity is decreasing, and velocity is decreasing at a constant rate, after every second, velocity is decreased by 10 meter per second. Okay, velocity is decreased by 10 meter per second. So velocity is decreasing at a constant rate. Okay, velocity is not constant, but the change of velocity is constant. That means acceleration is constant, but this acceleration is coming with negative sign, which means we will say that this is retardation. Clear? So if we draw the table, then what will happen? It is 0, equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then we are taking with 50. This is 50, this 40, then 30, then 20, then 10, and this is 0. So if you draw the graph, the first point is 0, 50. 0, 50 will be at this point. Then 1, 40. 1, 40 will be at this point. Okay. So if you draw the graph, first I am drawing the graph so that you can draw the graph on the graph paper. So this will be 1, 40, then 2, 30, then 3, 20, then 4, 10. So these are the points. If you join all these points, then the graph will be look like this. It is coming in the downward direction. What does it represent? It represents that velocity is decreasing with the increment of time. So this is the graph of decreasing velocity. This is the graph for decreasing velocity, or you can say that retarded motion. When the motion is retarded, decreasing velocity graph or retarded motion graph. Okay, so this is just an example. The graph will always look like this. Okay, it will always move downward when the velocity is decreasing. So this is the second graph, velocity time graph of uniformly accelerated motion, which is a part of non-uniform motion. So we have discussed both the graphs of velocity time graph of uniformly accelerated motion for increasing velocity as well as for decreasing velocity. Clear? So note it down. Then we are coming to the acceleration time graph of this motion. Draw the graph. This is the line. Okay, this is decreasing. It means the velocity is decreasing with increment of time. All the things we have discussed here. So it is a decreasing velocity graph, or we can say the retarded motion graph. Draw it. Now one important thing which is remaining in the velocity time graph itself, like we have discussed, the slope of displacement time graph, it gives us velocity. Area of velocity time graph gives us displacement. Now one important thing is, if you draw a velocity time graph, this is a velocity time graph, and if you draw the graph for increasing velocity, suppose it is increasing velocity, let us consider this is time interval t1, this is time interval t2, time instant t1, t2. Now this is the velocity v1, and at t2 the velocity is v2. Okay. So suppose if we consider this point as A, this point as B, and if we draw the perpendicular and take this point as C. So we know that this is slope represented by theta. We know the formula. I have already told you what is slope. Slope is represented by, slope is given by m, which is equal to tan theta. Okay, and which is equal to perpendicular upon base. I have already told you all these things. Slope is equal to represented by m, which is equal to tan theta, which is equal to perpendicular upon base. So if we consider this right angle triangle, then what will be the perpendicular? The perpendicular is BC and the base is AC. So we can write here slope is equal to BC upon AC. And what will be the value of BC? It will be V2 minus V1. And what will be the value of AC? It will be T2 minus T1. So we can write here it is V2 minus V1 upon T2 minus T1. V2 minus V1 upon T2 minus T1. Or we can write it as slope is equal to V2 minus V1 is represented by delta V, T2 minus T1 is represented by delta T. So this slope is equal to delta V upon delta T. And we know that the formula of delta V upon delta T, what is delta V upon delta T? Delta V upon delta T is equal to acceleration. We have already studied in the topic of acceleration. The formula of acceleration is delta V upon delta T. So one important point which we came to know here, it is that the slope of velocity time graph, is equal to acceleration. Okay, the slope of velocity time graph is equal to acceleration. If it is positive, then it is acceleration. If it is coming out to be negative, then it means it is retardation. Clear? Now the last graph which I am going to discuss is acceleration time graph of uniformly accelerated motion. So the last graph is acceleration time graph. Acceleration time graph. So we are discussing uniformly accelerated motion. It means acceleration is constant. So when acceleration will be constant, then the graph will be a straight line parallel to time axis. Like in the previous uniform motion case, when velocity was constant, then also the graph was a straight line. Here also acceleration is constant. If you draw a table, then the graph, you can draw the graph from the table very well. Suppose it is time, this is acceleration. If we are taking at t is equal to 0, acceleration is 5. At t is equal to 1, acceleration is 5. At t is equal to 2, acceleration is 5. At t is equal to 3, acceleration is 5. It means acceleration is constant. So the graph will look like this. Okay, so this is the acceleration time graph. Acceleration is constant here. A is constant. So for uniformly accelerated motion, the graph of acceleration versus time will be a straight line. Okay, now the second important thing is that draw the graph first, the acceleration time graph of uniformly accelerated motion. If you consider a point t1 and t2, then at t1 and at t2, this will form a rectangle a, b, c, d. Suppose it is a rectangle. Now the acceleration at this t1 point is a, and at t2 also it is a. So what will be the value of AB? It will be t2 minus t1. And what will be the value of BC? It will be equal to A. So if you find the area of this rectangle, area of rectangle ABCD, then it will be equal to A into T2 minus T1, or we can write it as A into delta T. Okay, area is equal to A into delta T. And we know the formula, acceleration is given by delta V upon delta T. We know that A is equal to delta V upon delta T. So what will be the value of A into delta T? A into delta T will be equal to delta V. A into delta T will be equal to delta V. It means we get one important relation, that is area under AT graph. Area under AT graph is equal to change in velocity. This is again one of the most important point. Area under AT graph gives us change in velocity. Okay, so we have completed all the graphs which are in our syllabus. There are many more graphs also, but the main basic graphs we have discussed here. Okay, we have discussed all the graph of uniform motion, then non-uniform motion, and non-uniform, the special case is uniformly accelerated motion. So it is the graph. So we came to know that the displacement, the slope of displacement time graph gives us velocity. The slope of velocity times graphs gives us acceleration. Then the area of velocity time graph gives us displacement, and the area under acceleration time graph gives us velocity. So you have to remember these 4 points which are very important, most important, on the basis of which you can solve the problems based on graph. You can solve the numericals based on graph. So we will discuss all these conditions and all the numericals based on this graph in our next video also. Okay, till then you have to remember all the graph, you have to revise all the graph, and you have to learn all these conditions. Okay, so we have completed the graphical representation of motion. Now in the next video we will discuss only about the numericals of these particular graphs.